Hi, elementary art teachers. It's Amy, and I have a lesson for you today that's based on the artist Paul Klee. We've used this lesson with three different subjects, but the same process. So I have all three subjects here today. These subjects or these projects are great for third through sixth graders, and they take about 5 class periods to complete. All three projects get their inspiration from Paul Klee and his art on symbols especially. So here's our first anticipatory set that you might use for any of these projects. Paul Klee was one of the most original artists in modern art. His art often captures the freshness and the fun of children's art. He was born in Switzerland, and music was very important in his life. He loved to draw, but music kept pulling him too. Both of his parents were professional musicians, and he married a piano teacher. Paul struggled back and forth, but he finally decided to become an artist. A defining moment in his career was when he took a trip to bright, sunny Egypt and the other areas around Egypt in Africa. He loved how the sunshine caught all of the lights on artwork, and he started working with much brighter colors. Okay, so teachers, let's see, this is the goldfish too. You've probably seen this before. This is Paul Klee's, one of his most famous paintings. And he uses symbols in everything. There are some more of his seascapes that are interesting as well. Okay, let's look at this painting right here. This is a copy of Paul Klee's artwork called Park Near Lou. And all of the projects I'm going to show you today are based on this artwork and some others like these. Paul uses symbols, kind of his secret language of pictures, to make things in his abstract art. So this is the park. This is all nature. You can see the paths and the trees. Paul has highlighted each one of them in carefully orchestrated color combinations. And then between, he's got some blues and greens that kind of recede and go into the background. So this is what we're looking at. Okay, the first project that we do with these artworks is musical instruments. And in our school, the sixth graders start playing musical instruments, so they love this. The process for this is the same, and what they will do first they draw it with pencil. They are looking at pictures of musical instruments. So you lay out pictures of musical instruments for them, and they will be drawing. They can use their same instrument over and over in the same artwork if they want to, but then they can drag it any they want. So first pencil, and then they're going to take their art and start painting over, tracing over with black tempera, small brushes. And once they have that done, and you see how this student's even started to separate their colored areas with a pencil so they know where they want to go. We have always used chalk pastels for these. And so the chalk pastels are, just cheap ones. Sometimes I'll take my scrap ones and break them in half and, put them on plates, because this is going to go, through a few chalk pastels. So you come in and you do all the bright colors or anything dull you want with the chalk pastels. Right, the second project is Paul Klee, and these also, and this is the same process. We have pictures of planet symbols. Scientists have symbols for the 9 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, all 9 of them. And so we have looked at these for this project, drawn them on our paper with a pencil, and same thing, black tempera and chalk pastels for the color. This is a student sample of that as well. Here's one that they've completed. and this was even done by a third grader. All right, the next thing we've done is some of the time I teach at a Christian school. And so we've taken the same idea and we've looked at Christian symbols. The dove, you can see this one's not finished. The fish symbol, the cross, chalice and bread. So we do the same thing. And you can tell from these papers, I usually use tan or gray construction paper, something kind of dull, but it kind of gives the colors a good background. And 12 by 18 paper. So we're drawing it again, we're blacklining it again, we're sectioning off and using our art pastels again too. So Paul Klee is an interesting artist for your students to study. This book is great by Mike Venzia, Venezia. It talks about how Paul Klee loves color and all of his childhood experiences, choosing between being an artist or a musician. Color and line are what we think of with Paul Klee. Balance, contrast, unity are good principles. Paul Klee has a lot of, you'll see a lot about him on the internet because he's perfect for kids' art. I hope you will think about making a Paul Klee artwork with one of these subjects or a subject of your own and enjoying Paul Klee with your students. Thank you.